A clarion call has gone out for civil society to remain mindful of the painful lessons of the current COVID-19 pandemic and to be better prepared for the eventuality of another global phenomenon. The call has come from Minister with Responsibility for Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment, Honorable Joachim Henry. Noting the debilitating social and economic impacts of the COVID-19 crisis the world over, Minister Henry highlighted St. Lucia's dire situation, where some 25% of the population are characterized as poor and another 24% remain vulnerable to exogenous shocks.
So you would understand that approximately 50% of our population or more have been severely affected. And as persons are trying to make way back to normal life, those persons who are trying to get back on the cruise ships, those persons who are trying to get back in the hotels, based on the structure of our economy, most of them would not have been tied to the national insurance scheme. They would not have been receiving unemployment insurance, and they are indeed vulnerable.
Pointing to the impact of COVID-19 on the education system that resulted in a blended approach of online and in-person learning for students, Minister Henry lamented the fact that many parents, already hard hit with job losses and pay cuts, were again forced to obtain electronic devices and ensure internet availability for their offspring. It's against this backdrop, Minister Henry said, society must do all it could to help cushion the negative effects of the global pandemic on the most vulnerable. In that regard, he welcomed the government-negotiated Flow Home Communications Relief Bundle initiative. Government, he exclaimed, in collaboration with telecommunications provider Flow, designed the important initiative that would provide further assistance to the most marginalized in society.
Everyone is moving in this digitized world where everybody needs to have access to information at the fingertips. And therefore, this morning, this exercise is a bundle at a price that would allow the average indigent, poor household that has received shocks through COVID and other problems to be able to access this service.
Approximately 5,000 vulnerable households will benefit from the Flow Home Communications Relief Bundle. The EC $20 monthly package comes with access to landline, 10 cable channels, and broadband speeds of up to 15 megabytes per second. In order to provide even more relief to vulnerable households, Minister Henry says the Ministry of Equity, and by extension the government, is currently in dialogue with the St. Lucia Electricity Services Limited Lucia towards making it possible for vulnerable households to purchase electricity on a prepaid basis.